Oh, hi there. It is Wednesday. I'm looking at the date just to see the day. It's Wednesday, and I have some time. I'm going to play a little bit of shogi, some fast games on 81 Dojo, as I've sort of been streaming a little bit lately. Nothing major. Just maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of some 10-second shogi on 81 Dojo. Got my tea, and let's start asking for games. Rated. There we go. 10-second. That's it. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, Koshiro. Short 2. No, it is not Short 2 live. No, there is no Short 2. So the 81 Dojo version of Short 2 is not Short 2. I would have done it if it was, but it's that weird. Mom, I want Short 2. Hidechi, we have Short 2 at home. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I'm not so familiar with this player. I accidentally put too much. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So it looks like I may not be playing Urshino Ryu in this game. 1 So what do we think about this? What do we think about this? Do we drop the pawn? Do we drop the silver? I'm just going to drop the silver. I'm just going to drop the silver and go into sort of Yagura-ish stuff. Drop my pawn. Let's get our king over. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do. So I'm just gonna try to play. I'm gonna try to play a Yagura game, which obviously is not something I have much experience with. Hey, Tortupi. Yeah, unfortunate timing again, but good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I got a real... Oh! Oh, I didn't realize it was my turn. Let me copy this Kifu. And I'll add it to, I'll just add it here. Rematch. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay. Let's do this. Different move order than I would normally do here. Come up. So one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to try this. And then come up here.
5、6、7、1、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、2、
そうですね。
4、5、6、7、8、
I don't know if I should have taken this pawn.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Maybe I should have taken it.
2、
Maybe I should have.
4、1、1、2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
I feel like there's something here. I feel like there is something here
3、
for me.
4、5、6、7、8、9、
Yeah. Let's get this up.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、
Yeah, there's definitely something now because there's the drop here on, you know, if we exchange,
2、
this drop point is massive.
7、
Ooh.
2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 9、 1、 2、
Should I have dropped the pawn first?
3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 9、
I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it just because I don't see what else to do.
3、
I ran out of time.
5、 6、 1、 2、
Get this up here.
1、 2、 3、 4、 5、
I think the pawn drop now. He's got a pawn drop right here.
1、
Um,
3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 9、 1、 2、 3、 4、 5、 1、 2、 3、 4、 1、 2、
he still has the pawn drop.
4、
I blew that one. I think I had a nice spot. It's not over. You know, obviously game is not over.
1、
Oh, he's in Coward Castle.
4、 5、 6、 7、 8、
Let's get the king over to protect against that pawn drop. I think he's lost that opportunity now.
4、 5、 6、
So now I am...
1、 2、 3、 4、
Let's push.
1、 2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 1、 2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 9、 1、 1、 2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 1、 2、 3、
Yeah, the Coward Castle definitely helps there. It definitely helps. Because now he can come forward. Yeah.
2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 8、 9、
Let's come over here.
1、 2、 3、
Maybe think about coming this way?
6、 1、 2、 3、
I don't think exchanging is good.
5、 6、 7、 8、 9、
Let's come up.
1、2、 3、 4、 5、 6 7
I'm losing threads of what I want to do.
2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3
I'm definitely losing a bit of the thread.
7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
Looking for night drops, looking for potential sacks.
2 3 4 5 6 7 8
I'm going to be looking to open this piece. Okay.
1 2 3 4
Let's give ourselves some room
7
and potentially get our knight involved
2 3
and potentially start attacking up here.
5 6 7 8 9
Ooh.
2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
Let's get this up.
1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7
So he's going to, if he goes back or forward, I'm going to start rotating. Okay. So I'm going to rotate my silver in.
2 3 1
That's not so smart. Not so smart.
5 6
Not so smart.
1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
Okay. It's fine though. It's fine.
3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
All right, I'll take.
1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 1 2
Very good. Let's resign.
5
Great game. Great game. Great game. All right, so I want to copy this into so I put this in the wrong study. The first one I put in my wrong study. Let me add this. Import. Great game to my opponent. Very solid. There were a couple moments there where I thought, "Good day, Emperor Rex and VMD Ayaka." Atari is. I wouldn't say she's okay. She's behaving very well, but she still has her intestinal problems. So we just don't know what to do. The vet doesn't know what to do. Her medication that she's been getting these shots every month. So I need to create a new study. The shots. One second. They're just not working. 10-second. 3. I'll just make it 3. Can I please sing happy birthday to your friend? No, I'm not much of a singer, but welcome to the channel. I hope you're interested in Shogi. Hey, Gust1, great to see you. Let me switch my scene. So there, in a recent update to OBS, they've broken this. They've broken the remembrance of my chat, of the window layout. So so I forgot that I have to do this thing. Can I give you the study hack? Oh, so sorry. let's see. Oh, so it was. I never did have the advantage, except for this slight bit here, um, which did feel good for me. But interesting, very interesting, very interesting. The new time control. So the hey, I dream in Shogi. Yeah, dance monkey dance. The new time controls. I don't want to be too hard on them. I don't want to be. I don't want to be too hard on them, but I think they're basically unusable. I think they're both just worse versions of their. It's there's the saying of like the whole is better than the sum of its parts, something like that. I think here the whole is worse than the sum of its parts, where it's like it's not quite Fisher. It's like I don't if I'm gonna play a Fisher time control, I don't want Byoyomi. Like one of the things I want by going to Fisher is not having Byoyomi. Um, but is it normal to avoid the silver exchange? Um, I really don't know, as I struggle most against bogeying. Um, and then the short two is not short two. It's definitely the 81 Dojo users asking, Hidechi, can we have short two? And Hidechi responding, we have short two at home. And then the image is short two at home. And it's this weird thing that he gave us. Um, yeah. I'm just not sure what to go for here. And so I'm saying that in the game that I thought the move was a medium, that their move was a medium to large mistake, so I tried too hard to capitalize. Um, yeah. So unfortunately, I won't be playing the new time controls. I wish I had a scene here that could show the chat, because my opponent is giving some, there's a back and forth here in the review. Yeah. Ooh. I'm saying, looks like I should have just probably just captured the silver on 7-5. So one of these days, this would be an interesting thing to have like a lesson on a lesson like a have a training session on just going against bogeying, both for Sente. So in which case I try to play Urashino Ryu, just like Urashino Ryu Channel does. And then as Gote, maybe I try to do something else. Maybe I try. Um, yep. All right. Does anyone know? Do we know who this player is? I don't think this is a viewer. I've seen a bunch of uh I don't know how to pronounce this username, but I've seen their games. I believe for WSL and for some other anytime you see a sort of a high don, you're going to see some of their games. Um yeah. Yeah, I like this more. I like this more. Ooh, tough. Yeah, I never did pawn out to 6-6. I think bogeying continues to just be a thorn in my side, and I'm so grateful when my static work opponent doesn't play it. Hmm. So he's thinking that he probably should have defended with the rook. Though looking at that engine graph, it doesn't look like he made many mistakes. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if this is a trade I want to make. Yeah, maybe I drop the pawn and then I drop the knight. I don't. All right. This is a long 10-second review. This is a long 10-second game review. I like it. All right. Ooh. I'm just saying thank you so much for the games and for the review. All right, and I'll use this template. Thanks for the game. Have a nice day. And I will exit. And let me give good behavior. And I don't know what tourney this is. Can I join it? No. Well, he's a 6 Don. I'm not going to do that. But let's wait for game. So one of the things about... I'll get into Benjamin Schuett's game here just to show... Oops. Just to show what's going on here. I'm trying to clear out... I'm trying to clear out the Shogi Dad thing. There it is. So one thing is that once you are...
10秒
So once
20秒
he's into 20 here,
3
the next time he takes more than his Byoyomi, he's done with this. You don't actually get 20 seconds. You get so it goes down to 10, which is essentially 0. Right? Well, you get another 10 seconds. I was thinking about this earlier today. I can't remember what Hidechi was calling this. It's he tweeted about it. It's called, is it six slot? It's like it was like a gambling. It was like 6 shooter 6. I can't remember what he called it.
10秒 10秒
That's nice. Wow, that's nice. That's a good read. That's a real good read. That's a real good mate, to me anyway. Because seeing that he had the gold, he had to get the gold from down here. That's a really cool one. Really nice mate. All right, let's get another game in ourselves. 10-second. Really nice one. You know, I occasionally see people requesting tourney rules for 10-second. I don't think I've ever seen anyone playing tourney rules of 10-second. I don't know what tourney that is. I'm sort of bummed about that last game. I really thought I was going there for a while. I thought I was cooking, as the kids would say. I thought I was cooking. Let me cook. Oh, interesting. Those 10-second games, even though they're rated, they only give 5 D miles. So it's rewarded with D miles just like an unrated game. Other rated games get 10 D miles. Unrated games get 5 D miles. Unrated games and rated 10-second games now get 5 D miles only. Which is sort of makes sense since 10-second games are shorter. I had a direct message a little earlier today made me feel really good. If you're watching, thank you again for that. We may be getting an interview. We may be getting another Shogi in the West interview, which would be amazing. I'm going to write a note to myself about these topics. So the topic of bogeying, I'm just going to make a note here. Shogi, there we go. Okay, I have noted it. I have noted it. I'm surprised that Golden Week did not give us Kyo. I had thought that there would be a decent chance that they were going to release Kyo during Golden Week. And I think at this point, Golden Week is over. I think it ended on May 6th in Japan, which was yesterday. So I think they're done. But we didn't get anything. I did see a tweet from the Kobean Cafe, one of the accounts I follow on Twitter, the Kobean Cafe, that shogi playing cafe bookstore kind of thing in Tokyo. They had a big poster, a big Kyo poster. So the company behind Kyo is doing some marketing, it seems. They're just not releasing the game. And it's still not clear to me if there even will be localization. So it's possible it will be a Japan only, or at least Japanese only type game. We'll see. It will be interesting. I don't think we have seen a single localized piece of media from that company about the game. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The level of the players here that are let me just is this I am the lowest one. I am the lowest in this list. The skill level has really gone through the roof on 81 Dojo. I am the lowest person requesting a game. And my rating right now is high to Dan. That's amazing. Is 81 Dojo just no longer a place for casuals like me, you know, for the lower levels? Everyone's gone to 81 Dojo. I mean, everyone's gone to Shogi Wars. There are not many games that have low dons and Qs. I mean, there are not too many games, period, but... You think 81 Dojo might be harder than Shogi Wars now? That's a possibility. Yeah, I think that's... I think that would not... At least at the... I wonder if there's a turning point where that's true after 2 Dan. I have not been playing many games on 81 Dojo, so I don't know. Like, I always expect that I'm overrated on 81 Dojo, but the point remains, my point remains that 2 Dan is almost an insurmountable, like, it's an unviewable goal in my distance. 2 Dan on Shogi Wars. I do not think it's... I think there's a good chance that 2 Dan on Shogi Wars is not achievable for me. So I think at my level and below, Shogi Wars is still harder. But 3 Dan and above on 81 Dojo is, sort of semi-populated with all these Shogi Club 24 players. So it's ridiculously hard. You zoomed to 4 Dan in 3 minutes. Oh, on Shogi Wars. Interesting. Congrats. Congrats on that. I was congratulating Foradun for reaching 2 Dan on 10 minute, which is, I think, a huge accomplishment on Shogi Wars. But 4 Dan in 3 minutes is... Like, that's like I've said, that's rarefied air as far as I'm concerned. That's amazing. That's just amazing. Well done. I mean, couldn't have happened to a better person. I mean, you're grinding Shogi more than anyone I know. Like, I used to be the player. I used to be the most active player that I knew. But you took that over. You took that way over. Though I think Ornolf, I don't know if, I think Ornolf is very active. Ornolf is a very active player. He's 4 Dan Shogi Wars now. Or was. I haven't looked in the past month or so. Did you create a new account? Because there is no zooming on Shogi Wars once you have an established account. Like, you could give my account to Fuji Sota, and it's going to take him some time to get it to 2 Dan or 3 Dan. You were beating 4 and 5 pretty consistently, so you get, 5 to 6%. Yeah. Well, 5 to 6% is still that's 5 to, so it's 80 point. It's so assuming you were at 2 Dan. I think you were at 2 Dan when you started. 88 to go from 20%, to 100 is 80%. I mean, divide by 5. That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games to jump up 2 ranks. That's a lot of games of just not losing. Like, even at 5 to 6%, a 10-win streak is only 50%, Like, that's... And if you're getting 5 to 6, those are really high-ranked players. Like, I think you only get 5 to 6% when there is like a full 2-rank gap on Shogi Wars. Maybe they've changed something. I don't know. Oh, we got a thing. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
3、4、
So let's see. Do I have my scene on here? So I'll just do my Urshino Ryu.
5、
At least I think
6、
yeah.
7、
Uh
8、
oh, he was grabbing that knight.
2、1、1、
So let's see if my claim holds. My claim that I am Fordon against. Oh gosh, what are we seeing? He's touching a lot of pieces.
2、1、2、3、
Why is he touching my piece?
2、3、1、
Did you see that? He's touching my pieces.
3、4、 5、 1、2、3、4、5、 6、
Is that maybe this is a bug? Maybe like look at that. What's going on here?
3、
What is going on?
1、2、3、1、2、
What's this? ruthixka, hello. No touching my pieces.
6、 7、
Thank you so much. 5 months. Subscribing with Prime for 5 months. Thank you.
5、 6、 7、
I'm getting thrown off by these light ups. These light ups.
2、 1、2、 1、2、 1、 2、
So I think Koshiro, we've discussed bringing the silver up. We have discussed bringing the silver up.
2、 3、 1、 1、 2、 3、 4、 1、 1、 2、 3、 4、 1、2、 3、 4、
Do I drop the pawn?
6、
Ah! I think I should have dropped the pawn. What is going on? I think this is the bug. I don't think he's pressing these. I don't think he's pressing these.
8、 1、2、3、4、 5、 6、 7、 1、2、 3、 1、2、 3、 1、2、 1、 1、2、 3、 4、 5、 6、 7、 1、2、 1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、5、6、
I'm so thrown.
8、1、2、3、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
I lost. I couldn't find my move.
1、2、3、4、
Uh
5、6、
the time is broke. So something's wrong. It's broken. It's counting. It's counting here. I don't know what's going on. Do I need to like quit out? All right. I choked. Sometimes you just have to not get spoiled for choice in 10-second games. What is happening here? What's going on? Let's see. Let me switch my scene to Lee Shogi. Wow, look at this. It's an even game. It's an even game. Huh. Huh. Interesting. How is this an even game? How am I not just winning? Not that I'm just winning, but I feel like I love this position for me. Huh. Maybe because it's a little locked down with this pawn here? Okay, Killer Ducky, you say Mahjong, it takes about 400 games average to go up a rank. Yikes. Well, I have my Shogi Wars rank ups. How many were mine? Mine were a lot. So mine, like the 2Q to 1Q to, so 2Q, so they were each 6 months. 2Q to 1Q was 6 months, and there were hundreds. There were, so this is 10 minutes. So it was just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So 486, 421. So that's 8. That's 907 games to get at 2Q. 907. So let me just add this. And then over here, it's 13. What is this? 1349. 1349. So 450 games. It took me 450 games to get from 2Q to 1Q in 10 minutes, just using the ranking, the ranked games, not counting how much I played on other sites and other time controls. So it's not. So it took me a long time. Then 13. So when did I get to Showdown? Almost 6 months later to the day. And that was 1644. Did I do the maths right? 16, is that 1644? 1500, it's 14. So yeah, 1644. I think that's right. So little is close to almost 300 to get to Showdown from 1Q. But I played a lot of, so using that rate. So I played better. I played better in my journey from 1Q to Showdown. So what was my mistake? So the engine says that we both made slight mistake. We both made one inaccuracy. So we played basically perfect, but my inaccuracy was dropping the pawn. I should have just come up with the silver. Come up with the silver. He comes out, and then do I drop the pawn? What do I do? Oh, I just take. Ah. Ah. 2-3 is supposedly the best move. I assume that causes the trade of rooks, right? Oh no, it doesn't. This is bad because okay. Oh, because I would be able to redrop. And now, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Wow. Yeah, and we still have an even game. I like my position. I still like I like mine here. I like my position. All right. All right. Let's get another. Maybe I won't win any games today. Wait for game. Actually, I am going to take a quick little break and refill my tea and be right back. Thank you again, ruthixka. Really appreciate it. All right, I'm back, and I just realized why I've been losing today. It's because when I got my tea, I didn't dunk. You know, when you brew the tea and then you dunk. It's not the word isn't dunk, but whatever, you dunk to a few times before taking it out. And usually I will do that 7 times or 8 times on a day where I'm playing shogi, because those are lucky numbers. And today I just did 5 because I didn't think I was going to stream. I don't know, dip doesn't sound right either, to me anyway. Maybe it is dip. But either way, yeah, that's why I've been losing. It's not because my opponents have been extremely good. No, it's not that. Mmm. Carnivorous or Carnivораce or whatever is playing Benjamin Schuett. All right, Schwartz. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Oh no, the thing is still happening. It's still happening. The weirdo. Oh no, it's still happening.
1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5
Let me make sure my scene is on.
1 2 3 4
Oh,
1 2 3 1
yeah, this, I think I should have moved the gold first, because this ends some of my ideas for the pawn drop.
1 2 1 1
It is really disconcerting. It is really disconcerting.
5 1 1 1 1
Isn't that gongy, though?
2 1 2 3 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 3
He's European, so it's we're gonna get gongy, you know, fifth rank rook gongy.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
I don't like it.
1
Ooh.
3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2
I'm in uncharted territory. I don't usually do this, so
6 7 1
wow.
3 4
Wow.
5 6 7 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
Interesting position. It's a very interesting position.
2 3 4 5 6 7
Wait, I wish I had something. I wish I had something better. I wish I had some better place to put this bishop.
4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 1 2 3
He takes the pawn.
5 6 7 8 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2 3
I think I like this pawn push a little more.
7 8 9 1
Wow.
2 3 4 5 6
Yeah, maybe I should have taken the pawn. Maybe I should have taken the pawn first.
1 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 1 2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6、1、2、3、4、5、1、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、
Can I sack?
9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、
Hmm.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、
Oh, that's not good.
2、3、4、5、6、7、
It's fine. It's fine.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、
Ooh.
5、6、7、8、9、1、2、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Interesting game. Wow.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、
I don't think this bishop does anything. I don't think it does.
4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Hmm.
1、
Okay.
2、
Do I have mate?
4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、
Mm.
2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
Ah!
1、2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、
I don't think that works.
1、2、1、1、
Yes, it does.
2、1、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、 1、
Maybe I should have just taken the horse. I should have taken the horse. I should have taken the horse.
6、7、8、1、1、
I should have taken the horse.
3、4、5、1、1、
I still don't think he has enough.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、 8、
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
2、
Now he's got the gold. Yeah.
1、
Good mate. Good mate. Good mate. Mmm. Good game. I'd be surprised if I wasn't winning that game. I'd be very surprised. Let's get this in. So where did I think I had it when I could have promoted the rook and checked? Come on, at least Shogi is not there it is. Okay, so here's I also think I could have taken that horse first. So here, I'll just flip that engine on. I think if I promote and here, I'm going to be ahead comfortably. The engine likes to take with the lance first. No. The engine is saying 2-2 now. Yeah, so this is plus 7.3. It's plus 7.3. I just got too fancy. I thought I could mate. I thought I could mate with the bishop. I thought I could mate. So what's the finish here if he runs? This is what I didn't want. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very difficult to defend here. Extremely difficult to defend this. Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So now what about that moment? What about the moment? What about the moment where I should have taken where I think I could have taken the horse? No, it was not. It was not. Okay. So if I take the horse, he just drops the gold. Oh, it would have been mate in one. It would have been mate in one. Oh, duh. Okay. So where was my losing move? Where was the losing move? This wasn't losing, but it certainly gave up my huge advantage. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Lorenzo. Nice to see you. Hey, Todovsky. All right. Good game. Good game. Real disappointed that I couldn't find that. So what does the overall graph look like? It's pretty wobbly. It's pretty wobbly. So what was this point? What did I misplay here? Oh, interesting. Wait, that was his mistake. So I was fine. And then here's the mistake. Here's where I made the so this was wrong. I should have just pushed the pawn. What's the difference? What the difference? Oh, the difference. I still have an edge attack maybe. So if I push the pawn and he comes back, yeah, he's going to come back this way to defend. That doesn't block off my bishop. That does not block off the bishop. Yeah, and he can't get the knight up. So what if the knight does jump to the edge, which is a big mistake? Why is it a mistake? Why is it a mistake? Why is that a mistake? I can do this. No, they can, wait, yeah, so let's say their best move is this, according to the engine. I take, like, huh. I'm still not seeing why. Why am I better? Why am I better? Why am I better? Makes sense. That makes sense now. Now we get the, okay. Wow. So what if he comes back here? We get our bishop drop. Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool position. Let's get another. If you're watching, good game. Thank you for the game. I don't know who that is. You know, I've played 2 Europeans today whose names I don't recall from anywhere. But if either of you are watching, thank you. Let's see. Let's get another. That was a good one. Boy, I got so excited. I really thought I was gonna. I really thought I was going to win there. USK. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
3、4、5、1、2、3、1、1、2、3、4。
I have never seen one of these SK type players. I've never seen one of these at a Dan level. They always seem to be sort of low level, lower Qs. It's a kids program. I thought someone had said it's like a kids program.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3。
I'm not sure about this right now, but let's play it this way.
3、4、1、2、3、4、1、2、3、4、5、6。
All right. Maybe someone who watches the stream.
1、2、3、4、5。 1、2、3、4。 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。1、2、3。
Get this up here. I plan to get my get that up. Ah, that's an interesting move. It's a very interesting move. Huh.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
Not sure.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、1、2、3、1、2、3、4。 5 6
He
7
comes up, then I push the pawn.
1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10
Yeah, that's basically a losing position, I think, right there. So let's put this into the shogi. Pretty sure that's this is the bread and butter stuff that I play every single week at the shogi club. Yeah, it's I don't want to say losing, but it's going to be a very tough game at this point. You know, he's going to be down a major piece. I think the mistake is that silver drop, the silver move. It's still, I think it's already good for me here, but that silver, the silver just gives me that. So I'm curious. You know, my opponents usually do this. I was actually curious about this move. I thought oh no, it's the same. Wait, is it the same deal? What's to prevent this? Oh, he can come back? What is the... Oh, my silver is still in the way. In this position, my silver is still in the way. Yeah. So I was curious about this, locking my silver in place. I was very curious about this. Oh, it would just attack on the edge. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I've probably... I've probably played this position before, where the opponent goes back. So my idea, once the opponent goes back, is I'm going to come up here. They come up here. I get the knight up, and you know, we start threatening this pawn, potentially getting the bishop out here, which locks down the kind of castle they can make. Hey, Taimo, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for the game. So yeah, this Torizashi here, this is like I was saying earlier. I don't know if you heard. This is the line I know better than any line. Like this is the battle, or this is the matchup that I know better than any other matchup there is, and I've studied more than any other, just because the person I play every week at the Shogi Club plays this. He's a third file player that will shift over into opposing rook against my Torizashi. So I have so much experience in this, and there are a lot of little traps. And yeah, it's a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. But you know, at some point, it does feel like it turns around. You know, once this bishop is out, you know, I have my plans, but or you know, I'm trying to get this stuff out of here. I have my plans, but it's always still scary, because the castle is better here than my castle will usually be. So, we usually start slowing down and jockeying for who is going to break in, all that kind of stuff. This bishop will come out, maybe this pawn will come out, try to apply pressure here. But I'm in this setup, I think I'm faster to get my pieces out to defend against that. So it becomes fun. It's like I said, we play this every week, and it's usually at least one game a week. It's 2, sometimes 3 games a week where we play this, and it's just we've been playing it now. We've been playing not this particular matchup, but we've been playing at this club for 3.5 years at this point. And the past 1.5 to 2 years of it has been Torizashi, my Urashino Ryu or Torizashi style opening, and we've gone back and forth on how we approach this, and it's gotten really cool. Where we're both doing some sort of engine prep as well. We're both trying to figure out new ideas, see where things break down, and it's fun for me because he's stronger than I am. So, not that it wouldn't be fun if I was stronger. I mean, I think I'd have fun if I was stronger. I think I'd have fun as well if I was stronger. Lorenzo, Thomas Thach, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. You say, Lorenzo, you're riding high after taking your revenge on your friend this afternoon on the Shogiban. Ooh, physical or the online Shogiban? Talking of weekly games, but I and my clubmates have definitely had a weekly thing going on for longer. Yeah, we've been going for a long time. 3.5 years. Actually, no, it must be longer than that, because we started shortly after lockdown ended. Let me see my first recorded game here. Let me see my first recorded game. Maybe 2022 is the first here. Oops. This is the first one we have tracked, or the first one that I think this is the first one that I've tracked here. October 9th, 2022. That sounds about right. Yeah, so that's 3.5 years, right? Yeah, that's 3.5 years. I thought if someone would have said, what year did you start playing over the board shogi, and I wasn't allowed to do any math, I just would have blurted out 2021. I would have blurted out 2021 because in my mind it's right after lockdown lifted. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it just wasn't. Huh. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so we started the club. This person that I play started the club in I think mid 2022, or 2 or 3 months before I started coming, I think, with the 8-year-old Japanese kid. And so at this point, the leader of the club is now 3-dan 81 dojo, and I think that's an underrated 3-dan. The kid is back in Japan, and he's 3 or 4. I think he's 3-dan on 81 dojo, and he's still studying with his teacher and playing a lot. I'm trying to keep up, and I'm an overrated 2-dan on 81 Dojo, and it's been a good time. It's been good. We're rising together, and now we have a new, and it's not even new anymore. She's been there for a while, and she's getting better. It's real tough. It's so when she joined, because we have 3 people now that are regulars. And when she joined, we had another person. We had another a Japanese lady who has since gone back, but and we had some other people. But anyway, there were more on the Q level players. I think the other player, I think she was 4Q, something like that. She was 3 or 4Q Shogi Wars. And which is about where I started, I think, when I joined the club. But this new player now, it's just the 3 of us, and she has to play us twice. She has to play us and pretty much only us. So she's improving like crazy. Like when I play, it's like these are real games now. They're real they're real games. But she doesn't quite yet get that satisfaction of winning. So I give her so much credit for coming back to the club week in and week out by, putting in the work, playing the game, and just not getting wins. It's tough. It's tough. So like, when I started playing at the club, I didn't get a win for a long time, but eventually I did get a lucky win, and things started coming out. But even to this day at this club, I don't think I win. If you take all my games, all of my games from the first 2 players, the leader and that kid from Japan, I don't think I've won 20% of those games. Anyway, I just hope people, it's so tough in a club. How do you manage that? Like, how do you deal with someone who is clearly passionate about the game and trying to work hard, but started at a lower level, and the other 2 players are also still trying hard to get better? So it's tough. It's tough. I think you just hope that you get more players and you get a better balance. Mako, hello. It was 10-second games on 81 Dojo is what I've been playing. 10-second games. You've got your watch streak, 30 stream streak. Very nice. Very nice. Taimo, don't apologize. Shogi is a very easy game to lose. It's a very easy game to lose, especially if you're not familiar with an opening. I'll definitely play again unless someone else wants to play. I would definitely play again. Let me just read some of these other messages here. Writing, where are we? So I'll just go back here, just not to have that other club up. Okay, so here's the, look at this. Look at, hold on. We need to see this. We need to see this. We need to see, will this do it? I think this will show. Yeah, look at this. Perfect. Begin to no, I'm not going to make the joke. I'm not that the person who people used to joke about is not worth making a joke about anymore. But anyway, yeah, I've clearly done some of my research in this opening here. So anyway, Lorenzo, you say that he has a very expensive physical Shogiban. Oh, but that one was online. Do you think there are players that are stronger OTB than online? Yes. 1000% yes. I think I'm one of them. I definitely think I am one of those. it's hard for me to say because most of my online games are when I'm streaming, and I do think for me there's a pretty big handicap when I'm streaming. So I think naturally I will be better, but like even early on when I was I think I was 2Q. So in 2 years ago at the US Shogi Championship, this is the 2024 event. I had some big wins. Obviously, it's over the board. I had some big wins. Meanwhile, I had never had a big win like any of those wins online. So I think it depends what you play. It depends the time controls you play. But I definitely do think there are people who are better OTB. I definitely think there are people who are better online. It's just what you're more comfortable with and familiar with. I think I just happened because of this club and there was another local club. Actually, there was a very, very close club by me that I just don't go to as often. I don't go to. I stopped because of this is the club that's like within 5 minutes of me and meets every week, but I stopped going because of the pieces, and other reasons, but mostly because of the pieces. I don't like the pieces. But in those days, I was playing over the board at least twice a week. So not only do I think I generally would have played better OTB, but also I had so much experience relative to the people I was playing, I think, OTB. So which I think is a factor. But lately I've noticed that I've played some more games online that I've not streamed. And I've had some big wins in the past month and a half. I've had some, for me, big online wins. One against a 4-dan, one against a 3-dan. I mean, it's hard to say because 81 Dojo's time, ratings shifted down, and he hit 4-dan, but he would have been a 3-dan. Would have only been a 3-dan. In the old rating system, but now is a 4-dan, so now I get to like glow up my results in my head. But yeah. But also when streaming, I'm sometimes having some big wins. I don't know. Long story short, I think I'm getting better, but I do still think I'm better OTB. You play half and half, but your score is much better online than OTB. Do you play the same time controls? I'm curious about your time controls. We used to play over the board always with a clock at this club that I go to, that I've been going to for 3.5 years. We used to only play with the clock. And it would be either 5:40 or 10. I think we used to play 10:40 the most when the kid was there, and we'd rotate games, and 10 minutes with 40-second Byoyomi, and those were good games. And then the kid went back with his family to Japan, and so it was just the two of us for I don't know a year or so, and so we'd play 2 or 3 plus games every week, and I think we were playing 10:40. But then some newer players and lower level players started coming, and so we stopped with the clocks, because they can be intimidating for some people, and it's hard to say because this player I play against just outclasses me. He outclasses me whether we play with a clock or whether we play without a clock, and he's younger, so I think he probably still has a little bit more of an agile mind. But I have in this year I have won some games with the clock. I've won some games without the clock. But I think I have a better chance with a clock. because he's a better player. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't really thought that much about that. Does a clock does a clock does a clock make it easier for a worse player to win? I think it probably does. Because shogi is a volatile game, a volatile random game. I think shogi is more subject to randomness. Just random sort of luck of a position being good, or luck of the opponent just missing something. And it's easier to miss one of those things with a clock than it is without the clock. It's tough. It's tough. You play 60 minutes in 60-second Byoyomi. Wow. Even online? Online, you play 60 plus 60? That's a time investment. How long are your longest games? One game per week. Okay. So this opponent that I've been talking about at the club, I think our longest game on the wall clock was 2 hours and 20 minutes or 2 hours and 15 minutes, somewhere around there. Somewhere between 2:15 and 2:30, I think. And we were playing without a clock. That's a long game. But a 60 plus 60, I could imagine going that long regularly, right? Todomsky, I missed this comment. You said in other sports and shogi clubs abroad, there's a way to handle imbalances, which allows everyone to learn together. Yeah, the handicap, and we have done that. But I think at this point, I think this player I'm talking about has played enough of those handicap games and just sort of wants to play the real game and gets more out of the real game. And I obviously I understand that because I feel the same way. But we have definitely done handicap. Your preferred time control will be 90 minutes plus 30-second. Wait, is plus 30-second increment like Fisher increment or 30-second Byoyomi? 90 minutes with 30-second Fisher or 30-second delay would be crazy. That would be crazy. Oh my gosh, Fisher. I can't even imagine playing a shogi game 90 plus 30. Wow. So European chess and shogi players are a different breed than I am. That's for sure. I wonder. I'm sort of fascinated by the subject, and there are ways to there. Sorry, there are ways to test some of these hypotheses, or at least try. But I think I would do worse. I think 30 minutes main time with 60-second Byoyomi, not even Fisher, but 30 plus 60 or 30-60. I think anything slower than that, my quality would get worse. I think my quality would get worse. I think I would mentally not crack, but essentially crack. And maybe with practice, I'd get better at it. You know, as most people know, I listen to a bunch of chess podcasts, and they talk about these things. You know, they talk, especially some of the interview podcasts where some of the players are beginners or starting out. And, you know, they talk about making the transition from online rapid games to over the board, you know, 2 to 3 hour slogs. You know, it's an adjustment period, and I'm sure I'd make the adjustment eventually. But I think right now, I just wouldn't be able to do it very well. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit. I don't know. But like, the longest game I think I've played on stream was a 1560 game on Shogi Club 24. We played, I think it was 220 moves. I think the user's name was Orange County. And it was back when I used to stream in the kitchen by the window. And I think that game, I'm almost positive it took over 2 hours. How long over 2 hours? I don't recall. But I'm pretty sure it was 220 plus moves and 2 hours, 10 minutes-ish. And my brain was fried. It was absolutely fried. It's also possible that it's just because it was a late night. You know, it was a late night after a long stream and playing this long game. I think I just, you know, kind of burned out. I won that game, fortunately, but that's a very tough thing. Time odds games. Time odds games I think would be cool. I love the idea of time odds games. Again, just talking about the 2024 US Shogi Championship, the special prize for the winner of that event was to play a time odds game versus Nishiyama. She was 3 crowns at the time. I think she's 4 or 5 crowns right now. But she had 10-second Byoyomi. He had 30-second Byoyomi. So it was a real fun thing to watch. And it did, you know, it I don't want to say leveled it out because she was dominant, but I think it's good. And I do, again, from some of these chess interviews that I've been listening to or have listened to over the years, you know, I've heard some parents say that they play with their kid time odds, basically. Like the dad gets, say, 10 seconds per move, and if he wins, it goes down to 9 seconds per move. You know, if he wins, it goes to 8 seconds. You know, it's kind of like they keep lowering the time until the kid wins. You know, which obviously doesn't make for the best chess, but you know, it's a fun game. They're trying to have fun. But I've heard in these interviews at least 3 people doing that. So I like the promise of time odds games myself, but I think time odds, it still doesn't get over the chess clock or the shogi clock fear factor, where I think some people are just intimidated by playing with the clock, and they would rather the game to feel, let me switch my scenes just so it's centered. They'd rather the game feel more relaxed. Not that shogi is ever a relaxing game. That's the thing, is that shogi is so unrelaxing of a game. And so I don't think the clock it makes it more tense, but yeah. Just Magic Base, just play correspondence at that point. Yeah, seriously. That is a slow time control, but you know, it's normal. Yeah, it's like Tardowski is pointing out about the chess games, and I was earlier. Chess players just accept it. For tournaments, they're gonna play games that take at least 2 to 3 hours on the wall clock, and they just do it. I mean, you could argue, and I think some people do argue, but I don't know if there's, I don't know, I don't have a personal feeling on this at this point. I haven't thought about it, and I don't know enough about it. But the idea being that that people are fine with it is not true. It's just the people that you see there are the people who are okay with it. But there's this whole population of chess players who don't play chess tournaments because of that. Because of that huge time commitment, or okay, I went down a pawn in the opening. Now I need to spend 2 to 3 hours just suffering here. Waiting for this game, maybe at best to end in a draw, and it's tough. It's tough, but it's something different. It's definitely something different. And it limits the number of games you can play in a weekend event. And so I think that contributes also to some of those American chess tournament problems where people are playing long games and they have to play a lot of games in a single day. So they're just exhausted. So like some of these people, again, I'm always just spouting about podcasts that I hear. But for adults playing in some of these weekend US chess tournaments, it seems like it's common, or at least semi-common, that these guys, they'll play their games. Let's say they have 3 games per day. Let's say they have a game on Friday night or whatever, and then 3 games on Saturday, and then the 3 games on Sunday. It sounds like it's not at all common for them to just take a bye in the last game, or withdraw, or I don't remember what the rules are. I think you get a bye or whatever it is. Take the draw, withdraw before the last round, because they're beaten. They're mentally beaten. It's the end of a week, and if they played well, they kind of want to just go out on a nice note. If they played badly, they don't want to play even worse, at the end. So it's understandable. What I gather is that in Europe, these tournaments run longer. So more than just 2 days, or more than just a Friday night and 2 days. So they can have slower tournaments. I mean, insert the joke about Europeans not working, but you say, I definitely should try, or I should try. To you, after a long, satisfying game, you feel something like the endorphins you get after a workout. I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine. You say first, before that, you say definitely agree with the time to think. Did you guys experiment with the pawn handicap at local club? Well, we just play traditional handicap. With the beginner players, they just didn't want to play with clock, and we didn't push it. And we did traditional handicap, like major pieces down, that kind of stuff. And it seemed to work, but then again, all but one of those players stopped coming to the club. So, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say what causes the lack of retention, or what causes retention versus lack of retention. In the other club, it was the same. We had a bunch of beginners when I used to go. There were a bunch of beginners, and some of them stayed. Some of them stopped really early, and some of them, or the rest of them, mostly just stopped after a while. And that club never played with clocks. At least while I was there, it was never playing with clocks. Like I said, I don't go anymore just because I don't like those pieces. but it's tough. You want to try to let everyone have a great time and learn and do that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like talking about these slow games, in a multi-person club, more than 2 players, you can't really do that. Especially like if we have 3 people in our club, we can't have a 3-hour game between 2 of the players. So that's a thing. So when the club leader and I are playing, and someone else and the other person is there, often we'll play with the clock, just so that we don't monopolize the whole 2.5 to 3 hours of the club, and just keep it moving, which is nice. I have no problem with it because I love playing with a clock, but also I want to respect the other player as well, and you just can't do, with 3 players, you just can't do a 3-hour game. Even a 2-hour game is too long. Yeah, so Todasuke's talking about the US versus Europe difference. Yeah. So Todasuke's saying cram 4 to 5 games into a Saturday. I was saying 3, because I'm probably misremembering what some of these people are reporting. But yeah, I've heard of these these nightmare kind of tournaments where there's just game after game after game of slow games, and just packed into a weekend. Because people have work. People in the United States tend to work, and so it's tougher. It's tougher to fit it in. That's why one of the podcasts, a podcast that I've discussed in the past, that I don't know if he just died or if the podcast stopped. It seemed abruptly to get no more episodes. But the chess angle, and I know that some of my podcast, the Shogi in the West podcast listeners, were listeners of the chess angle as well, because we've talked about it here on stream, and I think on the podcast. But he's a Long Island, or was, I don't know if he's alive or dead or what, but Long Island Chess Club. He's the leader of the Long Island Chess Club, and he has talked at length about how he doesn't like the weekend tournaments, and he's basically stopping going to them. But what he likes is the club tournaments, where you have a tournament that lasts weeks or months, I don't know, but essentially you play one tournament game per night, per club night. So maybe that's per week. So if their club meets every Tuesday night, you have your scheduled tournament game. They play, say, game in 90 with a 10-second. I think they play game in 90 with a 10-second delay, or game in 90 with a 5-second delay. The podcast resumed in February. I wonder why I haven't gotten any notices. That's disappointing. I wonder why I haven't gotten any notices. I'll have to figure out what's going on here. Maybe he changed the RSS feed. Wait, no. I see all the episodes. There's a May 3rd and an April 26th. Why are they weird? So none of the new episodes showed up for me. They all just went into the backlog. Weird. Anyway, that's great to know. Thank you. I'm gonna go listen to that. He's pretty abrasive at times, and he makes hot takes, and I think he sometimes has a bit of an arrogant and unreceptive tone. But I do enjoy the discussion. I enjoy the discussion, and enjoy the podcast. So it's great that I'll be able to it's great that there are episodes just waiting for me now. But yeah, he's a big fan of club events, and I can understand that. So Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Like in the US for shogi, we don't really have tournaments per se. We don't have ratings, so I wouldn't say there's no point, but for a lot of people, I think there's probably no point to having weekly tournaments or scheduled tournaments without a rating system. I don't know. That's a whole separate topic. Our tournaments, do tournaments have to be rated for them to be meaningful? I think most of the Europeans that I've talked to would say yes. That's one of the things they love about their tournaments, their shogi tournaments in Europe, is that they're rated. They're rated events. They have their comprehensive FISA rating across all of Europe. So it gives those tournaments extra competitive meaning and extra competitive legitimacy. Whereas in the US, we have our tournaments and they're certainly meaningful, but there is a missing competitive element of there being no rating. So two different approaches, and I don't know. I think it's okay in the United States for our tournament as is, because it's infrequent enough that it's meaningful. But like if we started to have multiple tournaments in the US, maybe that would start going down. So we'd have to get some sort of rating system in to make those tournaments more meaningful. I don't know. Speaking out loud. But anyway, we were talking about long games. I don't think there's any chance in the US that we're going to start getting very long time control tournaments. Even in Europe, the shogi tournaments don't seem to be that long. Right? I mean, I'd argue that 40 minutes with 30-second or 40 minutes with 60-second Byoyomi is a long time. I would argue that that's a very long game. But yeah. But I do know that the minimum time control for a FISA tournament to be rated is slower than the United States Shogi Championships time control. Like, I think the longest we've played in the US that I've seen is 15 minutes with 40 seconds Byoyomi, which I think does not qualify as slow enough time control to be FISA rated. It's kind of interesting. 40-60 is a long time. 0-60 is long. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that's a real long game. And like I was saying before, I don't know if you heard, I've played a 15-60 game on Shogi Club 24 that went over 2 hours. So the potential is huge for long games, and especially in a tournament. If you have a tournament, let's say it's only 40 people. Let's say it's only 40 people, and you're playing round one, and there are 20 games running. One of those games may go very long. And then what are those other people going to do? What are they going to do? Like in the chess world, they play with more reasonable time controls, like knowable, more predictable time controls. Fisher time control, Fisher or delay. These are more predictable time controls. But even then, I know that they run into those where you're waiting around for one board to finish, and it takes a long time. But in shogi, I think you'd be guaranteed of that. And maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay that you finish your game and then you have to wait 2 hours for your next game. I don't know. It seems sort of inefficient. And maybe I just really like rapid shogi, more rapid shogi, because you get a lot of games in. I think I'm just not good enough. For me, I think I'm not good enough at shogi for more time to really help me out much. I'd be curious. Like, if I polled the top 8 players at this recent US Shogi Championship, I wonder and ask, would you rather play 15-40 or would you rather play 60-40? I wonder. I have no sense of what they'd say. I'm curious. I'm curious. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them wanted Kiramake, but that's just because I think some of them are old school shogi people. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted Kiramake. Yeah, interesting topic. But anyway, it's almost 3:30. I need to walk to the store to get some broccoli before dinner. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been blabbing so long. Time 03. I'm so sorry we didn't get that rematch in. But I'm gonna start getting going. I need to get that broccoli. We have no vegetables in the house. And thank you everyone for chatting and for discussing and for watching. It was a fun stream. I love 10-second games, and even with the 81 Dojo bugs, whatever that bug was where it's flickering all over my squares, still were fun games. So thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your shogi, and bye.